All right, welcome in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. It's Tuesday, April 21st. We're going to talk NFL draft today. We are going to have a 12-year Major League Baseball veteran in studio for an hour, 8 to 9. Some interesting conversations we'll have with him. Kendall Graveman will join us there. David Pollock will join us at 9:20. His book out. Also talk some spring football with him. Want to ask the question later this hour because this will lead into Lance Zierlein, who's going to join us at 7:40. Players that you are just most interested to see early in the draft, where they go, where they end up, what team, what system, who they're going to have around them, and then maybe just where they actually come off the board. So be thinking about that. You guys can be a part of the show there, 800-239-9569, 800-239-WJOX. Text into the show, 205-834-9450. I did ask the question, I believe it was yesterday, kind of just asked John, I don't think Damien was in studio, of what you're watching right now. We watched another episode of Your House and Neighbors, whatever it's called, and it's fine. Second season is just not great. It just isn't.
You're just sticking with it?
But there are a lot of things. Yeah, we're going to finish it. My wife wants to watch it, but we're invested now, so you have to get through when you're invested.
Yeah.
It got me thinking about some things, John, that I've seen you've sent us and that I've seen you respond to that are kind of circulating around the entertainment world. It goes to what are you watching and what will you watch? Last night, Sir Tom Cruise, I don't know, is he a sir? Has he figured that they've knighted him?
I mean, he saved cinema after COVID. He got everyone back in the theater, so he deserves it.
Okay. Apparently, he's trying to do that again. 2 films, 1 big screen, back in theaters May 13th for 1 week only. You're going to get the original Top Gun, and you're going to get Top Gun Maverick. Who's going?
Going? Oh, no.
Well, it's in theaters.
I'm not going to be able to
make it.
I'm not going to be able to make it.
I mean, stream it from the theater?
Actually, you could.
I don't think I'm
feels like it's defeating the purpose, but yeah.
I haven't seen Maverick. I've seen the original Top Gun, but I hadn't seen Maverick. I hadn't seen the second one.
No, it's about as dumb.
Dumb?
You thought the first one was good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Nah.
Even for like the time in which it was brought it. John, what's your thoughts on Top Gun?
When it was forced on you.
Well, understandable.
Hundreds of times.
Times are a little different.
You just don't need it anymore.
Yeah, it was already a classic by the time I was watching it. Do you mind Top Gun, John?
I don't mind it. I do think Top Gun Maverick was an enjoyable movie. It was a perfect summer movie. I also think it was a remake of the original.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I could watch the original and then just be just as fine?
Know, yeah.
Okay.
They hot-wired an F-16.
No need to bring logic into it.
All right, they changed a couple things, but still, it was more.
They
literally started
an F-16.
Yeah, America, baby.
It's all,
No, and fought in it.
Yeah, and won. What's more American than that? Look,
against all odds, baby.
If you're telling me that 5'7" Sylvester Stallone could beat 6'9" Ivan Drago and save America and end the Cold War, I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise could hotwire one stupid F-16.
Listen, we're not talking about people of shorter stature being able to accomplish things in this studio. Right?
Well, yeah, we are because Tom Cruise.
Define the odds, baby.
I do agree with John that Maverick is a better movie. And here the thing is, it's about fighter pilots and planes, and you got a lot more of that in Top Gun Maverick than you did
the original.
You forget the first one is not a lot of a lot of planes. It just
you can tell that Cruise is in that cockpit. He's not flying, but you can tell he's in there doing a lot of that, or at least being flown around all the time. But still, like he's in that. I don't see Matt Damon out here doing that. I mean, I don't see any of the other action stars out here doing all the stuff that he's doing.
Does his own stunts, man.
But does that make that much difference?
I mean, he broke his leg in one of the last Mission Impossibles. You see it in the movie. It's like, oh, yeah.
No, but that doesn't say I have to go watch it just because he gets hurt in it.
No, but the visuals of what they do with all of the planes, like that's worth it to see it on the screen. It's like, okay, like this is phenomenal.
Okay, so that being said, Variety reports about a week ago, not even a week ago, Top Gun 3 officially in the works at Paramount.
Let's
Tom
go.
Cruise set to return. Ooh. Jerry Bruckheimer producing.
Okay.
In, out. I will say, usually by now we're starting to see all the ads for the summer blockbusters. What are they?
It's kind of a week slate to start the season.
So
probably part of the reason this is being re-released.
Right. We got to get the juice. Hey, we got to get it.
There's not a Marvel movie until, I believe, July.
So basically you're saying we're out of ideas again.
I mean, it's Hollywood. We've been out of ideas.
Expand, baby. We're just going, hey, Top Gun 3.
Okay, so let's go from the movie theater to television.
Okay.
Hasbro is launching a new nostalgia-driven television channel. Hasbro Legends set to reach 70 million homes via broadcast stations. The channel will feature classic 80s and 90s series, including Power Rangers,
Let's go.
G.I. Joe, Jim, and more.
See? It's hitting all the fan bases, baby. It's hitting all of us. And yes, I will find out where it is and I will watch it.
It's Transformers included.
It's got to be.
Original. I'm not talking about...
It should be. It's Hasbro, so...
Yeah, it's got to be.
I'm not talking about Shia LaBeouf.
No, we're getting back to the OG.
Because if I can introduce my sons to a little bit of Destro, Cobra Commander versus Snake Eyes, and we can bring that rivalry back into my home, I'm in for this.
They actually know who Soundwave is. Yeah, like it might be worth it.
Okay.
I'm in.
And who knows? My daughter liked Mike Jim. She touches the earrings and
boom.
Yeah, all of a sudden she's a rock star. So you guys would be in for this.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know. I don't have exact distribution for this just yet, where it's going to be.
We need to find it.
I mean, Hasbro has a YouTube channel that they stream the stuff 24/7. So,
oh, really?
I think maybe they realize, oh, wait, instead of paying YouTube, we could actually do this ourselves.
Okay. So let's go back to the movie theaters then. We went to the movie theaters for Top Gun, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. And we came home to watch G.I. Joe and Jim.
And getting our steps in, going back to the...
Now we're going back to the movie theater here. I got to ask you, are you in or out? Terminator 2 Judgment Day is returning to theaters for its 35th anniversary.
Yeah.
That quickly.
Wow. It's probably the greatest sequel of all time. Yeah.
I will not debate that at all. Are we going to update it like George Lucas did all the Star Wars stuff?
1, there's no need, and 2, James Cameron don't do that.
No, there's a couple of things that could probably be cleaned up a little bit to make it a little more now.
Let me take it back. I don't think any of the CG stuff needs to be. There's some times where Arnold has the prosthetic stuff that I was like, okay, yeah, I can tell that's the budget, I guess, went to the computer graphics and not the makeup department. Okay, this looks dated.
You couldn't tell then. You can tell now, but you couldn't tell then when it came out. It is, I will say this, it is probably the most impressive theater experience I've ever had.
Yeah. In 1991,
really?
Whenever that was.
Yeah, because I remember we were at the beach. We were on a family beach trip, and my uncle was the only one in the house that even cared to go see it, and he really wanted to see it, and he's like, we're going. And he took me to see it, and I was just blown away.
By the way, it was rated R, but it didn't matter.
Didn't even matter.
I was like 13 or 14. Yeah. It wasn't like 6.
Still.
That is one film that I would. John adores the theater experience. It's fine for me. This is one that I would consider seeing it in the theater again. And there are probably there's less than probably I could count on one hand of those films in my life.
The Program.
I mean, that's just...
You can watch that anyway.
Can you get it on the screen in front of me? And by the way, if you put The Program back in theaters and you guaranteed me that the scene that was removed when Joe Kane's reading the newspaper in traffic, then yes, I'm back in theaters to see that.
You need the full experience.
100%. I'm back there. Predator is going to be one. I never got to see that in the theater. So, yeah, the greatest action film of all time. We're going to go see that in the theater because that never happened for us. Saving Private Ryan would be another.
It's a great movie.
Yeah,
I would want to see in the theater again.
It's a great movie.
That was unbelievable. There's not a ton that I would feel like I need to, but Terminator 2 would be there. That would be one of those that if I can get that in the theater again, we're probably going to go. We're probably going to go check that one out again.
What was the last movie you saw in theaters? If you can remember.
Something kids.
I was going to ask, what was the last one you saw for you?
Yeah.
That might be the...
My wife and I went to see the last Mission Impossible movie, the one that like stopped and you thought it was going to be a full movie, and then they're going to do another one, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's falling out of the train.
Yeah.
The train's leaning over the cliff, and then the movie's over. And I had not read that this was like a 2-part film or going to finish it another day. And I'm sitting there like, how are we just here? He's just hanging? We don't know.
Wow.
Like, what? So yeah, I think that was probably the last one.
About
There was a
3
time
years ago?
during COVID that I went and saw like 3 when I was quarantined.
Yeah. Understandable.
I went to the back corner by myself.
Right.
I think that was a Top Gun Maverick, New Jurassic Park, and something else day. Just like, what else am I going to do?
Did
I
all
don't
of it in
feel
one day?
bad.
All of it in one day?
I don't feel bad. I
Right.
can't go anywhere. Sit here in the theater and just
They can't kick me out. They won't come near me. He's got a
Yeah,
social
right.
watch
distance,
movies
so.
all day. Yeah.
John, what for you?
That I saw in theaters. It's been a minute. I mean, honestly, it might have been the re-release of Sinners.
Yeah. Sinners was the last movie I saw in theaters. Up until that point, it was Joker. Like the first one.
Whew.
And then,
I mean, that was pre-COVID.
yeah. Up
So you're
until
not
that
doing
point.
movie theaters very much, is what you're saying.
Nah.
Okay.
Kids today.
Nah, man.
So you're telling me that when it comes out later, Star Wars: The Mandalorian, Grogu's not gonna get you in?
How do they?
Nah.
How do these historically do, John? The re-releases of old movies into the theaters. Are they making a lot of money? Are they usually doing well?
They do okay. It's not something that like they'll do and have it out for. Usually, if they're smart, they do it for like a limited run, maybe a weekend, a couple of days here and there, around an anniversary. You make it that specialized event so that way, one, the quantity is not so high, the supply is limited, but also if you know that if it'll be there for 3 weeks, I'll check it out at some point. Then you never do. It's like, oh, it's only Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick are only in for these 4 days. All right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
You can usually get a couple mil out of it.
Okay, what would be a movie that you would go back to the theater for?
Ooh.
And I'll ask the listeners as well. You can tweet in at Mac and Cube 800-239-9569. A movie that you are definitely going back to the movie theater for. What would that be?
Yeah, I've said before, Terminator 2. I would go back for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I feel like even though you can watch that one at home, I think that one's the best one. I saw it when I was young.
Is it the first one?
The third one.
Third one.
I remember seeing it. I don't remember if it was a theater or at home, but I would like to have that experience in the theater. Yeah, definitely. It's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I think the first one would be cool again. I was a fan of that one. Damien?
Man, that's tough.
Because it's got to be a movie because you can't stream a season of Power Rangers. Even though they made a movie.
Yeah, I say
but
Mighty
I
Morphin
feel like
Power
you're
Rangers
not-
movie. Yeah, it was already on VHS when I was watching it. Probably. I don't want y'all to laugh at me. So
No,
I'm
we
not gonna-
probably will, so it's good.
No.
Makes for better radio.
It's you just don't judge me, please don't.
Apollo
when do
Apollo
we ever?
13.
No, don't judge
Greg
me.
won't deal with that.
Don't judge me. But it'd probably be High School Musical 3
Why do we need to see that in
because it was only
Theater, though.
only released in theaters because the first two were Disney Channel originals, so they showed on Disney Channel. But the third one was the big one that was played in the box office. And I just remember being a teenager, like, hey man, I ain't gonna lie, senior year for Troy Bolton and those guys, it was
Yeah, sounds awesome.
sorry.
Hmm.
Sorry.
The Top Gun films will also be shown in IMAX, if that makes any difference for you. I don't know if that gets people off the couch.
Sure, the McWayne Center will love it.
going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I will say this. I'd be interested in maybe go see that at the Sphere.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fly all the way out there to do that, but that kind of
I had a buddy that was in Las Vegas last weekend for a conference, and his wife met him out there. And he said that when they don't have a concert or something big, they do like Wizard of Oz every day.
yeah.
And so they just went to see that, and he said it was incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen footage of that. Like it looks intense and it looks amazing. I'm making the most out of that screen.
No, it's for one, what it costs, you should. But
Right.
two, I want to go see something there. Not necessarily fish, but I would like to go see something there.
Doesn't necessarily move the needle for you.
It's not my jam. I got no problem with it, but I don't really need to, I don't need to go sit there. I did think it was interesting that the dude was climbing it as well this weekend. One of these climber guys was going on top of the sphere.
Didn't hear a thing.
No.
Yeah, because it was planned. That's why they had the helicopter out there filming it. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So what's the next? You mentioned the Marvel thing. What's the next Marvel movie coming out?
It is Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is late July 31st. But we're getting stuff that Cole's going to be excited to see in theater this summer. Like, summer movie season traditionally starts that first Friday in May. Like, that usually kicks it off. Like, over the last 10, 15 years, it's been a superhero movie or something big that's, okay, all right, here we go. It's summer. It's time. And this year, it's The Devil Wears Prada 2.
It's a good movie. I'm not going to even lie to you.
I'm not saying it's not. It's just that's not the Iron Man or Captain America like we've been used to seeing. But kudos to them for getting that spot. And then a movie that Cole loves is getting a sequel, Mortal Kombat 2.
Hey, let's go.
Okay, so that was the next one that I had in line. Is this Street Fighter film was coming out?
That looks dumb as hell, and I can't.
I know.
Wait to see
Why
it.
are people excited about it?
But I can't wait to see it because it looks
Hold on,
fun.
what?
It looks dumb as hell, and I can't wait to see it because it looks fun.
No, it looks terrible.
Are you looking?
I think they're leaning into that though. The original one with Van Damme, they were trying to be real and we're doing all this is how we do it, and this ain't working. This one, like they're leaning into how dumb it is and how dumb it looks.
Is it going to have a dumb plot just like the Mortal Kombat movies did? How can you make? You can't make those into a movie.
I don't think they're just trying to. I think at this point they're like, whatever, just get in the seats and we'll entertain you for an hour and a half.
What are we going to do next? Contra? Give me a movie. Damien doesn't even know what that is.
No, that could be fun though.
Not familiar.
It's maybe the best. Well, it wasn't a fighting game. It was more of an adventure game. Do you like the fact, John, that Disney released like their next 3 years of films that are coming out?
I do. Yeah. I like finding out about the release calendar and a lot of behind the scenes things. I like knowing about that. Now, I don't like. It's kind of a fine line because I also don't like knowing spoilers. So I don't mind casting. I don't mind some stuff like that. But then when they do like set photos, it's like, oh, well, hold on. Like, I don't want to see any of that. But knowing that like Avengers Doomsday is coming out at the end of the year, knowing that Guardians of the Galaxy 4 is going to be coming down at some point, knowing things like that, like, okay, cool. Even though that technically kind of can be a spoiler, it's like, oh, okay, all right, I know these people live. But I like things like that. Like knowing that we're getting Toy Story 5 mid-June, which, by the way, that's another thing, Nicole, when we were talking about potential unnecessary sequels, like we had a fifth Toy Story.
Yeah, there was 5.
That seems a bit much.
Are you concerned that Andy Park is no longer going to be a part of the Marvel movies?
That was, a little bit. That's like Saban losing Kirby Smart. Someone that was there from the beginning that
so
it may not have been.
There's going to be another network that has really good movies now is what you're saying.
Probably. James Gunn Smart
went.
over at DC, he'd snatch him up.
That's how that went. Not that Alabama crumbled, but
No.
they had a much bigger headache somewhere else. Toy Story 5, 6/18.
Okay.
Your favorite, Masters of the Universe, coming out a couple weeks before that.
I don't
Yeah, I
need
know.
that. I don't need the purple panther that we ride around on. I wasn't into it when I was a kid. I told you, G.I. Joe Transformers is all I needed. And then we tried GoBots, and that was, you could tell, even as an 8-year-old, that's a knockoff.
No,
No,
give me the original.
No.
GoBots?
Now, Scary Movie 6 comes out that same day, and I'll go see that.
I have a feeling that the Bluey movie is going to do really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because you can't just buy one ticket.
Simpsons movie 2.
Wow.
Frozen
The
3.
first one bad.
No?
Kudos to them for making more.
Oh, it'll do well. Incredibles 3.
Wow. It's been a while.
Yeah, they like to wait and take their time.
It's been a while.
Then 2029, you'll get Avatar 4
Okay.
on out there.
But it's in the works now.
All right, well.
Where were you on the original Avatar, John?
It was fine. It was good. I don't think I needed more.
It was creative.
Yeah.
Right.
The idea was creative.
It looked really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could have left it at 1.
I took my daughter to dinner on Sunday night because she's been to 57 baseball games in 2 weeks and no one's done anything for her. And so we started talking about Avatar and trying to explain, because she went on the ride, but she hasn't seen the movie.
Oh.
So she's talking about, she just turned 11. So she's like, I'm almost 13. I can see Avatar. Mom said I can see Avatar when I'm 13 because PG-13. I was like, don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
but
okay, right.
Let's not put it on 3-year notice. And so I start trying to explain the hows and the why. Think about that for a minute, trying to explain that movie of what they're doing, what's happening. That you had a person that's sitting there, and then the questions of, well, are they really there? And then are the things that they're riding around like they're really there, but can they really get hurt? That's not an easy conversation to have.
No.
That was difficult.
You do better to let her watch Pocahontas or Fern Gully or something that's the same story, and she'd be more into it. Yeah,
essentially.
she'd be more into that.
It was not an easy explanation.
I
We
can
tried.
imagine so.
Yeah, we tried. So, Mandalorian and Grogu is 521. Toy Story 5 is 618. Super Troopers 3 87. Anyone need that?
I hadn't seen the first.
I respect those that like it, but
I feel like that's for you. First one. I feel like that's right up your alley.
Super Troopers?
I feel that's a widespread movie.
Is it?
That's a fish movie.
Oh, okay. It looks like a dumb movie.
This generation Cheech and Chong.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so there you go. Just Star Wars Starfighter, 528. I don't even know what our theme is there.
Ryan Gosling.
So are we like
New story.
early Luke Skywalker?
Nope, new story.
Oh,
That's
totally
done.
new character.
Yeah, that's done for now.
We can't do that. We can't do the whole new things.
We're losing the plot.
Well, that's the problem. Like they try new, nobody likes it. So
I
then
thought
you
I
get
saw an article the other day that the new CEO is he wants to bring the original characters back.
probably you just
'Cause he
rattled off Toy Story 5.
He understands that those are the ones that people want to see.
Yeah.
Um,
People don't like new stuff.
I think there's some things in the park that he's going to do with I think Princess Leia's getting a ride, something along those lines.
Yeah, I can
Because
see that.
he's kind of like, nobody came here for these other people. They came here for Chewbacca, Princess Leia, Luke, Han Solo, Darth Vader. Like that's what we gotta
Play the hits.
Hey, makes sense, doesn't it? That's why we all signed up for it. You probably didn't sign up for this show for movie and television talk, but today we did it here at the beginning of the show. We'll talk NFL draft. Who are we anxious to see where they go, where they end up? That and more next right here on Jogs. Got some feedback coming in from the listeners on the first segment of the show. We'll get to that, and then we'll start talking NFL draft. You can always tweet into the show at Mac and Cube. You can be a part of the show, 800-239-9569, 800-239-WJOX. Godfather of Soul tweeting in, is there any Tom Cruise movie which he doesn't have a scene with him running?
I don't think he ran in Legend. Honestly, did he run a Top Gun?
Yeah, I think they had like all their equipment on and something they were running. Ran after a volleyball, maybe.
No, that would have, yeah. Had to run his put his shirt back on after.
What's the one where he's the football player?
Invincible.
No.
All the right moves?
Yes.
Invincible.
Oh, that was the first one that popped up.
Wrong short guy.
Yeah, they want to typecast.
Slightly different from Tom Cruise. And,
Did he run in Eyes Wide Shut?
I hadn't seen the tape.
Did he run in Jerry Maguire?
Yeah, he ran in the airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Might not have run in
Rain Man? Did they have to run out of the casino?
They walked down the escalator. I guess they just stood and let the escalator do its thing.
Somebody said I don't think he ran in Magnolia. My apologies.
That's true. He only had that one
Hadn't
scene.
seen the tape.
But that's not a Tom Cruise movie. He's
Born on the
in that
4th of
movie.
July. Did he run in that movie?
Maybe before.
I
had noticed.
Did he run in Risky Business?
The title says that he probably.
None
He
of us-
slid.
None of us
Should
know.
Yeah, we saw him slide, but
Okay. Be Him Dog tweets in. It was an F-14, but tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still hot wired it. A jet. Yeah. Ranger tweets in Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu, May 22nd.
Yeah.
Frank Smith, Avengers Endgame with 6 additional minutes.
Boy.
okay. Those 6 minutes have probably been on home release or streaming that have been out for quite a bit. Now, granted, that's fine. Re-release out. But for 6 minutes, also, it's been out there.
Tommy Wyndham said Mac and Q saw Jaws in theaters at age 7. To what extent did that ruin you? And last time you've jumped in a pool?
I think it may be easy to jump in the pool. That's the last time you went to the beach.
I don't know, man.
It's tough for a snark to sneak up on you in a pool.
What year did Jaws come out?
75.
Wow.
7, though.
Yeah.
That movie in 7. I know what it
Times
feels
have
like it is
changed.
now.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
But then, what that movie was.
I can only, yeah.
It was us and Poltergeist.
Greg Hendricks, I think these are movies that people would like to see back in theaters. Nightmare on Elm Street. No.
Oh, Freddie.
I think we discount how terrible the special effects in that movie would appear to be right now. Because they were kind of bad then. When he pulls the lady through the window, it's just of the door, there's no way it
Pulls
works.
them down through the bed. Like, yeah, all right.
Then the legs stay, it's literally like a cardboard cutout. The legs stay exactly straight through the. Okay.
We didn't care back then, but
We didn't.
now we kind of, yeah.
Still all asleep over it. Johnny Jackson, y'all in on Super Troopers 3. I think that was a no. Houston Love says Training Day easy. I love Training Day. I don't know what the theater does for that. I don't feel like I need to see that in the movie theater. And Michael Kirby tweets in, I hope they actually try with Masters of the Universe movie this time.
Jared Leto as Skeletor. That's all you need to know.
What?
Is that good or bad?
Tell me a good Jared Leto movie. No, I'm sorry. Tell me a successful Jared Leto movie.
Tell me a good casting for Skeletor.
Frank Langella in the Dolph Lundgren movie. He was good as Skeletor. The movie wasn't good. He was good as Skeletor.
Okay.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Cody Edmonds, wasn't born yet, would love to see The Last Boy Scout in theaters when it came out. Did.
Ooh.
And it was worth it.
Yeah.
Opening scene is all you needed. That was it. Nothing like it. I have not seen a movie start like that. Maybe ever again. Ross Twing says Tom Cruise didn't run in Tropic Thunder.
He danced at the end, though.
Yeah.
Deplorable Garbage Bandit tweets in, I would go see Titanic again.
Really?
I need to see it the first time.
You've never seen the movie?
Correct.
Really? I mean, you know how it ends.
Jolly says he runs in Eyes Wide Shut. He doesn't run in the 86 Top Gun. Yeah, I grew up around F-14 Tomcats. I'll go see that one for the 40th anniversary. Bada Boom says he didn't run in Color of Money.
Well, he wasn't Tom Cruise then. It was only post Mission Impossible where he was like, oh, I'm an action star, so now I'm going to only run.
Bangs flopping.
Or break my leg against a building.
All right, hold on a second. One of the biggest movie buffs in the city of Birmingham has never even viewed Titanic.
Correct.
Really?
I don't see the need to.
This sounds personal. Oh, you
It's
can't
a-
play. You
it's a
can't play
beautiful
that card.
song.
You
It's a
can't play
beautiful
that
song at the
card.
end.
You can't play the I know what happens card because you know what happens in all of these.
Not all of them, no.
Most.
I'm more so. Well, it was not. I know what happened that time. I mean, it's been out long enough to where now I know what happens. And
Yeah, the ship goes down. We figured it out.
But
kind of knew that going in.
It's a good story.
Hit an iceberg.
It's a.
But the band kept playing.
You don't feel like, as someone who is a fan of special effects and whatnot, you need to see how they put that together. Because I would argue, some people would say that the love story is the reason that they went and see it. I would argue that the cinematic portions of that boat going down were the best part of the movie. Now, I understand those are people losing their lives when it was real, and I'm not saying really that part
correct,
of it,
right?
but
Yeah.
the way that it appeared, the sounds of it, I don't love the movie. That is worth watch.
And I'm sure it was back in '97. I think
No.
it'd be tough for me to watch it.
I disagree.
now.
I disagree.
I
I
think
think
you'd
it'd still
enjoy
be. I think it'd still be pretty cool. Because you just don't. My biggest question has always been like, how would that appear? Something that big going down like that, and to see, number one, if you go back and find the documentaries, whatever, of how much research he put into how it happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's where that started with
So
him and
okay,
that.
so then you feel like okay, it's probably fairly accurate as to how it looked and how it's. I don't know about how it sounded. I don't know if you can really study that, but that part of it is absolutely worth the watch. You would agree, Damien?
And the soundtrack too.
You don't care about
You're a big
you don't
you're
care
a big
about the
music guy.
either.
You're
I
a big
don't.
music guy, so you
No.
understand.
That's dumb.
It's one of the
But-
best, one of the greatest songs ever.
But there are side stories that some people would say are very interesting.
Yeah.
There are characters that become interesting, some good, some bad. But that part, that whatever it was, 20-minute sequence of start to finish, the start of it, not as intriguing of once it really starts to happen.
And I guess my whole thing is, if I really wanted to, I guess I'll probably just maybe watch that 20-minute sequence. But do I need a 3-hour movie just to see that 20-minute sequence?
You know,
When
I'm a little disappointed in myself this morning. I never thought I'd be on these airwaves defending
the
Titanic. But here I am. Some things just happen, and life hits you fast. I will say this: it does not feel like a 3-hour film.
It doesn't.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I think he did a really good job of. I understand what demo is going to like this part of this. I understand who showed up for this, and I understand who's here for this. And some people, some of y'all are here for the whole thing, so you don't care. He covers all of it. It's very well done. I don't need Jack and Rose. I don't. But
It's a unique story.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But it really is a good. It really is a good movie. And I'm saying that as a
I
youngster.
understand it. He won Best Director for it.
a
Won
couple
Best
hundred
Picture.
people
I
went to the
understand.
bottom of the ocean. I'm not going to call it beautiful,
Well,
but
I saw Ghostbusters. They made it back eventually. It's fine. They made it at some point.
I would say it's worth the watch for somebody who enjoys film
let's go.
and cinema
I did
and
Binary.
special effects.
And music for sure.
The music's not
It's
as good as you
amazing.
think.
It's beautiful. It's elegant. It's like the voice of an angel.
Ugh. Okay, well,
We didn't even bring up the old lady.
No,
A part of it
Part-
that's totally different. I'm just saying. It's another part
there's
of the movie.
Okay, another part of me. All
But
right, speaking of which,
that's
Michael
wild.
comes out.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that I'm probably gonna go to the theaters.
You
and see
kind of
that.
have to. I mean, I feel like the delegation would kick you out. If you
Yeah, like and the fact that, I mean, it's for all the impersonators that are out there, you actually got somebody in the bloodline that's like, oh, he didn't really have to do too much.
didn't. And Nia Long.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Tricky Nick says, anyone said Lord of the Rings yet? I do think via text.
Yeah, somebody
Damien, a
texted
couple
in
people
Lord of
said-
the Rings. I haven't seen it. Somebody
I
texted
haven't seen any of them.
Drake texted in and said, I would love to see the movie 300 again.
It's made for theaters.
Yeah.
100%.
But I don't- It was a little too. It was a little too comic booky for me. I mean, the action stuff was kind of cool, but I'm talking about the way it actually looked.
No, it's it's
Yeah.
a comic book movie.
It
but
looked
yeah.
like it was partly animated.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't need that. Russell Terry says Pink Floyd's The Wall is in theaters in Opelika. Don't need that either. Batman Forever. Houston Love tweets that in.
I mean, I saw it in theaters. I don't know if I
Which
need
one
that
was
one again.
that?
The
Just
third one,
help
Jim
me.
Carrey, the Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones, Two-Face.
I don't need any of those compared to the last two.
The Dark Knight was good.
That's the best one by far.
Oh, yeah.
The first one has its moments. Jack Nicholson's incredible. Have we argued that before on this show?
Somewhat.
Maybe he said that he's not a good
Yeah.
Joker, and I'm
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
no, he was incredible. I don't need the one with Danny DeVito as a penguin.
I'm telling you, the last one too with Robert Pattinson, that was phenomenal.
Yes. A broken and battered Batman.
No, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, man.
Colin Farrell as a penguin.
It was dark.
I've seen that. That's good.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the one with what's his name as the Joker.
Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, yeah.
That one's
That was-
never going to be topped, I don't think. How many more of those can we make?
Well, at least one more's coming, and that's not including the other stuff that James Gunn will do.
I have a question for you two about Batman, but not the movie. I'll ask it when we come back next, right here on Jock. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Excited to welcome in Lance Zierlein of the NFL Network, NFL.com. Talk some NFL draft coming up Thursday night, of course. I don't think there's any debate at number one with Fernando Mendoza, Lance. There feels like there's a lot of people that are pretty solidified after that for the next 3-4 picks. How much debate do you think that there is at 2, 3, 4, maybe even down through 10 as far as who's off the board after Fernando Mendoza?
Well, I think too, I still feel kind of strong that David Bailey from Texas Tech is going to be the second pick, but I think it really gets to be interesting at 3 because, now we're starting to hear Arizona may be considering Jeremiah Love. Well, I think if you want to find out if things are smoke screens, let's take a look at where has Jeremiah Love been where has he been punched, his ticket been punched in most mock drafts? Number 4 to the Titans. This feels like it could be one of those moves where Arizona wants it out there just in case the Titans want to give up an extra 3rd-round pick or a 4th-round pick to move from 4 to 3, just to solidify. That's what this feels like, this late Jeremiah Love to number 3 Arizona, talking point. I will say, however, that, they have lots of needs, and this draft is not really heavy at the top. It doesn't have a lot of home run hitting blue chip players. So you could see Arizona, potentially take a running back, which is something we don't typically see. A lot of teams don't value running back inside the top 5 to 10 picks. But if he were to go 3, if Jeremiah Love were to go 3, that would really change some things because now Arvell Reese is on the board, for example, at number 4 for consideration. You also have what could be, now maybe Tennessee had locked in with Jeremiah Love at 4. Maybe they turn their attention to wide receiver, which is something they need. So let's say they took Carnell Tate. Well, if you look at the needs of the New York Giants, they need a wide receiver, a second wide receiver, and they only have a pick in the 1st and a pick in the 3rd. So what could happen, well, beside their additional 1st-round pick they have. So what could happen is they now decide we need to go get Jordan Tyson because the wide receiver is not going to be on the board. The guy that we want is not going to be on the board by the 10th pick. So what I'm saying is it could trigger an Arvell Reese slide a little bit and could trigger a run on wide receivers going a little earlier because we know the Saints need a wide receiver at number 8 as well. So, when you talk about this being locked in, I think for a lot of mock drafts, it kind of you had fallen into a general pattern. But I do believe some of the smoke around wide receiver at number 5, I've always believed that for the Giants. I think Caleb Downs is a real has real potential at number 5 as well for the Giants. I think the Giants could be major players in this draft by, drafting a wide receiver or a safety, Downs or one of the wide receivers at 5, and then maybe even trading back up from that number 10 spot to number 6 with Cleveland and going back to back and getting the players they want. So I think this draft with the Giants getting the 10th pick by moving Dexter Lawrence, they have just created a very aggressive top 10 to 12 picks because now the Jets, who have 2 picks in the 1st round, they know to get the wide receiver they want, they're probably going to have to move up. I don't think Jerry Jones is averse to moving up and grabbing a player that he wants, like a Sonny Styles. So I feel like the top 10, top 12 picks of the draft are going to become very aggressive on draft night. I think we're going to see a lot of shuffling and moving.
Lance Zierlein of the NFL Network, NFL.com, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. So I want to just ask you one sidebar question with Arvell Reese. And I'm not saying that I think they're the same type player, but is there any concern with you, like Isaiah Simmons' concern of he doesn't have a home? I love the versatility. But then I start thinking about it, Lance, and I'm like, who are our great, super versatile players in the NFL? Obviously, you got a couple of running backs that you can throw in there. Like, we know what Jahmyr Gibbs is. We know what Alvin Kamara has been. There's not a ton of guys that do 2 and 3 things at an elite level because you are the best of the best usually at your thing in the NFL. Is there any concern with you there that, like, he's not just a legit every down pass rusher? And I think he has some minor limitations off the ball, but everybody that I hear raving about him is, well, he does all these things so well. Should there be some minimal concern from that perspective with him coming off in the top 10?
Yes, 100%. He's my highest graded player, but it's all projection and traits. Like on tape, David Bailey's way more ready to rush the passer than Arvell Reese. And, and frankly, I know some teams, like, it is true what you're saying. And I brought up the name Isaiah Simmons on my own radio show because the question you have here is, look, you spelled it out correctly. His instincts are pretty average right now for a linebacker. Now, he has length, he has aggression, he has speed to make up for that. So I don't think that's the end of the world. But if a lot of teams view him as a pass rusher, he even went on a podcast recently and said, I don't even know how to rush the passer. Like, I haven't even learned. I'm just kind of working off some things, some little things here and there, but I'm going to get so much better. And I agree with him. I think he is. But we saw it with Travis Hunter. He's going to play two ways. And I was just thinking, okay, you'll find out he's not going to, and he probably needs to be a corner and play some wide receiver here and there. That's what they're going to do. I think with, we wondered what would happen with Micah Parsons. Well, they went full-time rush. The question you have, I do think he'll be full-time rush, meaning Arvell Reese, but he doesn't know how to do either one of them to an NFL level yet. He's got a lot of learning to do. The big difference I have with Isaiah Simmons is he wasn't wired like Arvell Reese. Arvell's got a different type of wiring, and I think Arvell Reese playing forward, Simmons moved forward from safety up to linebacker. I think Arvell Reese moving from linebacker full-time to edge. I think his mindset, his mentality, his athletic ability, and just the tools that he has at his disposal, I think he will become a pretty good pass rusher. But if you don't talk about the fact that he's not really developed in either of those positions, you're doing yourself a disservice when you're evaluating him.
We're visiting with Lance Zierlein of the NFL Network, NFL.com. He'll be covering the NFL draft. Already has evaluations up. You can already go check his stuff out at NFL.com, see what he thinks about all of these guys. We got to go Ty Simpson. And just kind of, I'd love to hear a quick synopsis of just your evaluation. And ultimately, where do you think he comes off the board?
Well, Ty part one, Ty part two. Obviously, the game against Missouri was probably the best game I've seen a quarterback have in terms of showing off pro stuff for this year. He was fantastic, just absolutely fantastic. I do think that when you talk about Ty Simpson, you have to talk about the pocket mobility is good. He can shuffle around the pocket, slide, climb. He does a lot of that really well. That's something you either have or you don't have, and it can be developed, but he already has it, which is a big bonus because he gets to keep his eyes up and scanning. The concern you have for Ty Simpson is he has played really 1 year of football. If he sits on a bench and learns in year one, this is now 4 of 5 years where he will be watching other people play football. That's a concern. Ty Simpson, when I watched the second half of his tape, the second half of his season, you see a lot of things that are pretty normal for a first-year starter to have issues with. Teams kind of got a beat on certain things. And he was beat up. The offensive line didn't protect as well. The running game was, a non-factor. But Ty was making some mistakes that are pretty normal for a first-year starter. And usually we just brush right by that and say, man, that guy's going to be he is a real Heisman contender next year. But he's going right to the pros. And so now working the kinks out is just not going to be an option for year two as a starter for Ty Simpson. So he's going to have to do all of that on the move in pro football. And that makes me, that concerns me because he's got to get to a really good situation with a good offensive line, a patient organization. And I think that's a real concern. I do think Arizona will trade in and get a fifth-year option on Ty Simpson. I think they're going to be the team to take Ty Simpson. I don't know if that's a great operation for. I don't know if they have what he needs. I think there's still a lot of building that needs to be done over there with Arizona. But I think Ty Simpson has a lot of what I would love in a quarterback. I hate to say it. I just wish he would have gone back and played somewhere, if not at Alabama, have that experience. I think it would have really benefited him in the long term.
I'm interested to get your thoughts on Keldrick Faulk, too. I feel like kind of a poor man's Gregory Rousseau, maybe a little thicker, less twitched up. But a similar conversation to what we're having about Arvell Reese. Like, I don't know where he necessarily lives. Like a 3-down defense, I could see him really helping because he can get down there in that 5 technique and he can stand up a little bit if you need him to. But
You always come with this when I talk to you about these guys, production. And the consistent production is just not there. That's alarming for me. Where are NFL GMs, front office personnel on that with Keldrick Falk?
I think it's a little split, and it is for some teams it's more important than others. Adolphe Owe, formerly Jason Owe, was drafted in the first round, the back end of the first by the Ravens. He had 0 sacks in that season, but he had great flashes on tape and tremendous upside and traits, and was a phenomenal tester. With Falk, so I spoke with somebody in the league about Falk at the end of the year when I was going through and writing about that after actually the season was already over. He said, here's the thing, he's kind of spot, so he hasn't even physically filled out his frame. He said, Lance, he's going to carry about 290 pounds of good muscle. He's wired really well. He's a good leader. He's a hard worker. He has high character, high personal character. And I think a lot of those things work in his favor. And here's some problems I have with him right now. I don't think he plays physically and aggressively like I sent him to do it. I think he's trying to win with finesse. I need him to just say, wait a minute, I'm bigger and longer than a lot of the guys I'm going up against. I got to take it to this guy. The second problem I have is he's a little bit of a twinger. You kind of mentioned it. I don't know that he's, I'd like for him to be Eric Armstead, or I'd like for him to turn into Fort Dutner, who came out of Oregon and they just put more weight on and became more physical defensive tackles. I don't know that he's going to be that guy. Even if he gets to be 290 pounds, I'm not sure if he's that same guy. So he's kind of caught, he's stuck in between. So I think the best scenario, and I think he's drafted higher than most mock drafters have him, because there's a lot of teams who like his makeup and his physical upside. I think the best role for him is going to be as a base end that reduces down on third downs. You kind of alluded to that. He can rush from inside. And I think people really like the person, and they really like the upside because of the development that's still on the bone for him. Not only physically, but also, from a football standpoint, I feel like it's almost assured that he is going to become a better rusher over the next couple of years.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Next hour, Kendall Graveman, 12-year NFL veteran, going to join us in studio. We'll have a little baseball conversation. I think it's going to be fun. I think you will enjoy it. Played his college baseball at Mississippi State, so we'll have some stories about that as well. Tell you guys about our friends over at Train before we get out of here. That spring rebate happening now. You can receive up to $1,350 rebate on select Train home comfort systems. Learn more. Find a comfort specialist near you at Train.com. It is hard to stop a Train. Appreciate Lance Earling stopping by, talking some NFL draft. Kendall Graveman next hour. David Pollock, hour number 3. Talk Georgia spring game and his new book that's out now. All that and more next, coming up right here on